Football is a great game. It's a tough game, and like in all sports, we make a contract, right? We make this contract to say, hey, look, we're going to play this game, but in return, we're going to get our education, we're going to get a scholarship, get our education, and we're going to get ahead and live our life. But the other side of it is what our body goes through, the pain that we live with. If not, if not at that moment when we're 20, you better believe it at 40, 50, athletes, former athletes talk about, body is still hurting. What is your take on that in terms of the pain being a football player, a professional football player? We saw you got hit earlier. How is your body feeling now, as a matter of fact? I mean, do you experience the pain too?
So I want to make athletes vigilant of what they say, because we've been taught to speak backwards. If you couldn't play ball, they wouldn't want you. So we're not playing for our scholarship. They want us to support their school. They make money off of us. They make billions of dollars off of little black boys every year. And that money does not come back to our community. So there is no workman's comp for college sports either. So like I said, I'm trying to get athletes to wake up, because they've been taught us this, oh, you're player scholarship, that's why they do all that stuff for you. In reality, we have to do more, because if we don't have the grades, it's only a small percentage that get away with it. So of athletes that probably can't read, that aren't too intelligent. But the reality, we have to be 2 times better, because we got to do our grades, get our grades, and we have to get our practices.
Right.
So we have to be twice as better. That's why we succeed, because we understand the discipline and we understand what we have to do. We up 12 and 18 hours just to get the job done. But they're living off us. We're not living off them. So that's the one thing I'm trying to get more athletes to speak. So like when Melo was like, hey, I want to thank myself, I agreed.
Yep.
I agreed. Because guess who was up 4:30 in the morning shooting them basketballs? Not his coach, not his fans, not the president of the school. And then for the athletes that I've seen end up quadriplegic, end up paraplegic. Was that scholarship worth you walking? Was that scholarship worth you never ever being able to sit up on your own? And from age 18, you got to be taken care of for the rest of your life? Now your battle is, okay, the doctor said I can't walk. So now my battle is, I'm going to prove the doctor wrong, that I'll be able to walk before I die again. So that's the first thing we got to change. And then I went off on a tangent. And then what you said as far as my body.
The pain that athletes have to endure for so long.
Yeah, the pain is there. The one thing, like I said, I call it the gift and the curse, because you got to stay in shape. You've trained your body since whenever to do a certain thing. So now, to an extent, your molecular structure has changed. That's why if you look at the Black American, there is nothing like us on the planet. You can go to Africa, you can go to Australia, you can go to Europe. You will never find any other Black people that can do what we do, because they haven't had to endure what we've had to endure in this country, mentally, physically, or spiritually. So that means our DNA has changed. That's a fact. Our DNA has had to change in order for us to survive. So now that we're getting older, we die on a cellular level. So now, how do I keep those cells from dying faster? By being active, by being mobile, by building muscle, by drinking water, by eating well. Then you will start to see the body do what it's supposed to do, because now them cells are regenerating. Versus if you sit still, intoxicate your body, and that's with not just drugs, that's with the food, because the food is acidic. If you're constantly eating pizzas and burgers and fries and fried food, the food is acidic. All that meat sitting in your gut, you're killing yourself. It's blocking your lungs. It's blocking your arteries. You're killing yourself, and then you don't move. So that makes it even worse. And the heart is a muscle. That's the most important muscle in the body.
Needs to be exercised.
So do I have pain? Yes. My C5 is out of place. So at some point in time, if I sit in a spot too long, I lose feeling down my whole left arm. I lose feeling in my thumb. I lose feeling in my pinky. If I go to sleep the wrong way, if my neck isn't the right way, when I wake up, I won't be able to feel my arms. And then I got to rock, and then, you know, until I can get myself together, and then I'll just get out the bed. I jump in and out the bed because I have to, not because I'm a superhero.
Wow.
Wow, that is so awesome. What's so powerful. You touched on so many great points. That cell thing, you know, regenerating good cells. That's so important on a cellular level. We now know that glutathione is great. Dr. Oz talked about it. We know that that's important in terms of turning the bad cells from all those burgers into good cells. So we need to make sure we take the right supplements. But that was so powerful, Dr.